Now it's time for another Board Game Brawl preview with Nick Minahan, sponsored by BoardGameBliss.com. Hey folks, today we're going to take a look at a game that is currently seeking funding on Kickstarter. That game is called Cosmic Balance and is from Giga Dragon Games. If you like what you see throughout the rest of this preview video, you should go to the official Kickstarter project page. There'll be a link up in the top corner of your screen, as well as down in the description section underneath this video. Go to the page, find out more information, more than I could possibly tell you here, and hopefully consider backing the project. Now, Cosmic Balance is a competitive game where you are each fickle gods who are trying to gain control over the mortals of the world, and also send their souls to heaven or hell and get more power and souls in order to fuel more troops coming onto the board to take over the different territories of the material realm. And I say fickle because you're going to be doing both. So you'll be sending troops to hell and to heaven, doesn't matter which god you are, but your gods will have different special abilities that the other gods don't have. You'll also have different troops based on those abilities and cards that you have. So think of them as like the portfolios that the gods from the Dungeons & Dragons universe have, that type of thing, which is a really deep-cut nerd reference. But in any case, the centerpiece of the game, actually, even though there's a lot of things like card play and resource management and territory control, area control, the centerpiece is actually a scale, like a balance in the middle of the board, which really you'd have to see rather than just have me describe to you. So let's go ahead and get right to that. I'm going to show you a brief overview of the game with a prototype version of the game. So of course, bear in mind that what you see here in the overview may change significantly in the final version. Just keep that in mind. But then we're going to come back. I'll let you know my final thoughts. Cosmic Balance is a competitive game for 2 to 5 players. Players take control of gods who are using the cosmic forces of good and evil to summon mortals to battle on their behalf. Mechanically speaking, to claim victory, you must have the most victory points at the end of the game. You gain points by controlling territories and using angels and demons. The game ends when the last victory point token is taken, and then every player has had an equal number of turns. To set up, first lay out the game board and the Cosmic Balance in the middle of it. We'll come back to that later. Next, each player gets dealt 3 god cards. From amongst those cards, you choose 2 to keep face up in front, and then just discard the other one. These are the different aspects of your god's portfolio. Each one gives you a special ability to use in the game, but they also dictate the cards you'll be able to put into your deck. Cards in your deck represent your forces, and are collectively called mortals. Every deck starts with 10 peasants who have no cost but only 1 power. They can produce good and evil in their respective territories. The rest of the deck is made up of 2 sets of 7 cards, corresponding to the factions mentioned on your 2 god cards and then added to the peasants to constitute the deck. For example, our player here takes all of the thief and wolf cards. You'll then take 2 peasant cards into hand, shuffle up all the rest of the cards, and draw 2 more, and that is your starting hand. As a side note, this prototype copy of the game does not have art on all of the cards, but here you can take a look at some samples of what the final art style will look like for the mortals, angels, and demons. Each player also gets a set of influence cubes in a color of their choice, which are used when competing for control of territories, and a restore token used to clear out heaven and hell. For the rest of the game area, set up a number of victory point tokens in the supply based on the number of players. Shuffle the Beyond cards consisting of angels and demons, and lay 5 of them out face up in the Beyond area. Make a supply of good tokens, which are blue, and evil tokens, which are red, of course. And then choose someone randomly to go first, and then begin. On your turn, you have 3 actions to spend, and 2 options for how to spend them. You can draw 1 card, or play 1 card by paying its cost. You can also play angels and demons from the Beyond if you can pay for them, but these do not require actions to be spent. Mortals cost good or evil tokens to play, depending on the color of the number in the top corner. When you pay the indicated amount, you can place the mortal out into one of the 8 territories and perform its indicated ability if necessary. Peasants are free to play. If you play one on the good side of the board, they generate 2 good tokens. If you play it on the evil side, you get 2 evil tokens. When you put the mortal down on the board, place an influence cube on it to mark it as yours. When a mortal enters a territory that already has an enemy's mortal on it, you can have it attack, and actually, you can even attack your own if you like. Attacking is easy. Every unit has a power level in the bottom corner. If your power is higher, you wipe out the enemy's unit. If it's equal, you both die. Either way, the victors or victor decide whether the units go to heaven or hell. This is where the balance comes into play. Every card sent to heaven nets that person a good token. Every one sent to hell nets them an evil token. By placing cards in the balance, it tips it to one side or the other. If it ever tips down and touches the map on your turn, you get an extra action. And then either angels or demons, respectively, have their costs from the beyond cut in half, depending on what side of the map it touched down on. You can summon any angel or demon from the beyond the same as mortals, though they're usually much more expensive and game-changing. The lineup gets replaced right afterwards. Each player can also use their restore token once per game to wipe out all of the cards on the balance. At the end of your turn, you gain 1 victory point for each territory you control, which is denoted by having a majority of influence cubes there. If the balance is touching heaven or hell, you gain a bonus point for every angel or demon you control, respectively. When the last point token is gone and all of the players have had the same number of turns, taking more point tokens from the box as needed, the game ends and whoever has the most points is the winner. That is Cosmic Balance. So, of course, the first thing that you notice when you sit down to play Cosmic Balance is that centerpiece, balance, the scale between heaven and hell, good and evil, which, of course, is a very innovative thing. I really have not seen that in any other game before. So that's one thing to take into account. But then you have the fact that the theme itself is very interesting. So, yeah, I mean, you could have a scale in a game that's just about, like, merchants trading or something like that. But the fact that you're trading souls in a sense, where souls are becoming like the currency, giving you good and evil gems in order to fuel more troops coming out onto the board, is a very interesting aspect of the game, a very unique thing. Mixing that together with, I know that there wasn't a ton of art in that the preview copy that I had, but mixing that together with the surreal artwork that the final version will have and what little I had here, definitely gives it sort of a sense of both sort of whimsical but dark type of thing, almost like a Tim Burton type movie. So you have those different disparate things going on, innovative mechanisms together with a very surreal artwork style and world building that you have there. There's lots of different variety in the game because every player can have 2 different combinations of god cards, which and therefore not only combinations of different special abilities, but also different combinations of mortals that you put into your deck together with peasants. So you have a baseline that everyone is starting off with the peasants, but then you have these different troops that you mix together, which can be different in every game. So, and there's lots of room to expand with that concept as well. So that's another very interesting aspect of it. And then one of the things about this game is that you have these innovative mechanisms like the balance, but at the same time, you've got sort of solid and true board game elements, not just like the hand management aspects, but also the territory control and combat, which is very simplified here, which I think is probably to the game's benefit. You don't want an overly complicated combat system because that's not really what this game is about. This game is about those innovative mechanisms, the card play, and about the balance itself, and together with the theme, and you can get straight to that. And actually, the game is, while it is strategic and there is complexity there, it is very easy to learn and it's very easy to get up and running. So, if any of those things sound appealing to you, if you think this is the right type of game for you, or if you know people who this would be right for, then definitely you don't have to take any of my words for it. You can go to the official Kickstarter project page by following the link in the top corner of your screen, as well as down in the description section underneath this video. Go to the page, find out for yourself, find out more information, and hopefully consider backing the project. That is Cosmic Balance from Giga Dragon Games. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our sponsors. Take care. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And make sure to check out our sponsor, Board Game Bliss, where you can find an amazing selection of games from around the world. BoardGameBliss.com. Thanks for your support.